Hey everybody, it's your boy Brently, and I am back. I know it's been a while since I sat down and talked to y'all. This is the last mission for the regular storyline on Fallout 4, called the Nuclear Option, and I was with the Minutemen. If you play this game, you know that's the first group of people you meet, and I really, until I got to this point, I thought I was with the Brotherhood of Steel, but because I had one of their power armors, but I guess I never joined or whatnot. But anyway, this will be the ending. This will be a pretty long video because I've got a lot of stuff I want to get off my chest. But Fallout 4, I'm finally getting around to finishing the game. I just started, I think it's called the Armatron DLC, which as soon as I'm done voicing this over and this starts to render, which this will take forever on my old shitty laptop, I'm going to start on that and see what it's all about. Let's see what's been going on. Well, it's May, and my garden's actually starting to show signs of life. Last year, it was a lot more sunny and warm. This year, we've had a lot of rain so far. I think we had like 4 inches of rain last week, which is good, but I wish they'd space that out over like 2 or 3 weeks instead of getting it all in 1 week. So everything's pretty saturated up here. But I picked my first strawberry last night. I have baby cherry tomatoes already. And you know, things are going great. Except we did have a hailstorm last week that tore the shit out of some of my plants. But me being the Boy Scout, always be prepared. I had some extra ones, and I just threw those in. So you know, hopefully, well, I don't know, about a month from here, beginning of June, I'll start to have regular tomatoes. I'll keep you up to date because I know you just love my gardening habits. My flowers are looking awesome. I've got tons of little sprouts all over the place. Sunflowers, I plant those for the bees. And just a word of advice for y'all, if you're doing a garden with anything like peppers, tomatoes, anything that comes from a bloom, plant flowers, some sort of flowers, sunflowers, daisies, I don't give a shit, because you want a ton of bees to be around your garden because they will pollinate flipping everything and make your life a lot easier. So that's the only reason I do the sunflowers, is to get the bees up here, and the bees check it out and they're like, hey, this is a cool place, you know. Plus my neighbors get off on watching them grow. Last year they got to almost 18 feet tall, so that was pretty kick-ass. Anyway, enough about my green thumb. It's sort of what I'm known for. Fill you in on what's been going on. First off, let's see, almost 3 weeks from today, my best friend Sunshine Mary, her real name is Mary, but we call her Sunshine Mary because she lights up a room whenever she's in it. She's really got that just a bubbly personality, and everyone loves her. She's coming up on the 27th. That's Memorial Day weekend to visit. She wants to go by and see where Ziggy's laid to rest. And, you know, we'll do the traditional, go down to the pub, have a few beers. We'll go to Minsky's Pizza. And I don't know what else we're going to do. We're kind of playing it by ear this year. So that'll be cool. She hasn't met Leo, my now 4-month-old puppy, who is a tank. He is just getting huge. He eats like a pig. I don't understand how he's 4 months, and I'm betting you he's almost 50 pounds. I got to take him to the vet on the 7th to get weighed for his flea and tick stuff and his heart guard, because I won't buy you can't buy just one dose at a store. You have to buy like a year's supply, and you know, as long as he's 50, I think it's 55 pounds or over, I can use the same shit that Margie uses, but I don't know if he's there, but he's close. I promise you. He's a big, chunky monkey, and I just love him. Okay, now let's get to the point. I am so sick of hearing about this. I hate election years. And the reason I hate election years is because people nowadays, I don't know if you hear that in the background, but that's Leo picking on his sister Margie. I don't know if you can hear that growling. I'm not sure if the mic's picking that up. But anywho, back to election years. I hate election years because it used to be when I was growing up, we didn't have the internet. We had to read the newspaper. We had to read Life magazine. We had to read, Newsweek. We had to actually read. Nowadays, and I'm not going to say which side I'm for, or which side I'm against, or which side I see doing this more than the other, but it seems like everyone gets their political advice, feelings, education, whatever, from some fucking meme they find on Facebook. And they never maybe I should look and see if this meme's accurate. Because, look, here's what these idiots don't realize. One, but no side, Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever, is totally squeaky clean. Hillary has skeletons in her closet. Trump has skeletons in his closet. Who cares? Maybe it's important to some, but to me, what's important is can he or she do the right job, do the right thing. And personally, this year, I don't like anybody running. I honestly don't. I don't know who I'm going to vote for, but I just can't vote for Trump. And the reason I can't vote for him is because I'm old enough to remember when he was on his first marriage doing Pizza Hut commercials. I remember, the Trump Tampa Bay failing. I remember Trump steaks. I remember Trump vodka. He has had so many failures. And, I remember him filing bankruptcy 3 times. I just can't vote for the guy because I just can't take him seriously. And I never did watch The Apprentice. It never was my kind of show, and I just don't like him. I don't like Ted Cruz because he looks too much like Grandpa Munster from the Munster Show. Again, showing my age. But to be fair, it was on reruns when I was watching it as a kid. Hillary, I don't really trust her. And then Bernie Sanders and the Kasich guy, or Kakish, or however the fuck you say his name, they're not even worth mentioning because they don't have snowball's chance in hell even getting on a ticket. But if I could, I would vote for that Dennis Kasich, or however the hell you say his name, because out of all these fucks, he's the only one that seems somewhat presidential to me whatsoever. He's not making dick jokes at debate. He's not starting a whole lot of shit, but he does eat a lot. God damn it, that motherfucker eat. So anyway, my point is, look, I don't care who you vote for. Just go out and vote, but do some homework. Do a little reading. Instead of going to conservative nutjob or liberalnutjob.com, why don't you go to USAtoday.com, NewYorkTimes.com, Newsweek.com, Forbes.com. Go somewhere and fucking read. And people post so much shit. And, there was the actual South Park episode about that. They post so much shit they think is news, but it's really not. It's just an ad, or what some people would call propaganda. If you read the fine print at the bottom of a lot of those so-called news stories, they will say this is for entertainment purposes only. There's never any references to any of their sources. Half the time, there's not even a fucking author. And I'm just like, is this the maybe this is the reason this country is so fucked up, is because so many stupid people out there, and our education system really sucks. We spend more on space exploration than we do on education, and I've always had a problem with that. But anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Just do a little homework, do a little reading. Don't believe everything you see on fucking Facebook. If you see something on Facebook you think might be true, why don't you go look it up? Do a little homework. It's good for you. The more you know. See that little star fade. Anyway, enough about that shit. Next thing, but got a few emails from y'all about this one. The Butterfly Princess. Honestly, I have not heard much lately. It's been a few weeks since actually it's been about a month now, thinking about it, since she ran her car off the ditch and cops found it and thought, ooh, excuse me, a really fancy SUV with California tags sitting on the side of the road. That's strange, especially for a town like this. And then, they ran the tag. Oh, then found out the owner, then ran the owner like, oh, her license is revoked. Has been. Okay, now it makes a little bit more sense. Even though they can't put her behind the wheel, it's the only thing that they can think of. So then add that on top of this new guy who I guess I went to high school with. I don't remember him. I never met him. Talked to him once out of the blue. I mentioned him in my last video. She has his hooks in him big time. And I guess she was on bender at one of the shittiest hotels in town. And he kept on calling another friend of ours who's dating a cop here in town, wanting a welfare check, make sure she's okay and whatnot. And she's like, no, my boyfriend's not going to have anything to do with this. If you want her to get checked up on, call the, police front desk. They'll send someone out, So that's, I guess, what he did. So now the cops are putting together that, okay, we got her car. She's been drinking. She's locked up in a hotel. People are worried about her drinking. So now every law enforcement official in this neck of the woods is just waiting for her to fuck up and drink and drive. And I hope to God she's smart enough that she doesn't do it. But she's done so much shit that I just don't understand it. But anyway, so that's the latest I've heard on her. I know her kids had birthdays and she was here. From my understanding, she goes out to California to visit them on occasion. But she has no custody rights whatsoever, is what I've been told. She's living with her mother. No one will rent to her because she doesn't have a house. But that's all I know. Oh, and she's got her hooks in this guy we went to high school with, big time. And I get calls from his friends asking, what can we do because we're really worried about him. I'm like, he'll figure it out. The Butterfly Princess is the best con artist I've ever seen. If she had an MBA or even a business undergrad degree, she could easily shoot that fucking gorilla. She could easily run a Ponzi scheme that put Bernie fucking Madoff to shame. I mean, she is that good. She can convince Eskimos to buy a whole shit ton of ice. I mean, it's, I guess, a good quality to have, but she's playing this guy. It's pretty fucking obvious. And, I warned him. When he contacted me, I told him, look, this is my story. And I was very polite, very professional. I told him my experience, and obviously he doesn't want to listen. But, pussy does that to guys sometime. But trust me, sometimes her pussy fucking rank. Last time I saw her pussy was so fucking rank I could smell her from 100 feet away. She smelled literally like rotten pussy in a brewery. It was fucking disgusting. Anywho, so, I wish her the best. All I want is an apology, a genuine apology, and I'll quit answering questions about her. I'll quit telling my story to whoever asks me. She will be out of my life 100%, but I'll never get that apology. I mean, maybe after I'm dead, 4 or 5 years, she might feel guilty and come by the graveyard and visit me. Maybe if I'm lucky, she'll bring me a beer, but that'd be kind of fucked up, being she's an alcoholic. But, oh well. But that's all I know. I don't really know. I know she's in town. I know she's living with her mama. I know she's 41 and she doesn't have her own place. And I know her license is revoked. And until the state of California says, okay, you're cool, she can't drive legally, period, in the United States, period. No ifs, ands, buts, no nothing. So anyway, enough about her. What else has been going on? A lot of people are dying lately. You had China, a.k.a. Joni Lar, died. It looks like it was an accidental prescription drug overdose, which I remember watching her on Celebrity Rehab, and it's been very well documented. She's had addiction issues for a long time. Sad, but not really a big surprise. Prince was the big surprise. And that story just gets juicier and juicier and juicier. Because, the Prince we knew was a Jehovah's Witness, didn't drink, didn't smoke, didn't do drugs. It looks like the drugs part wasn't quite true. It's looking like Prince was a pill popper. I had a thing for Vicodin and cocaine is the latest report. I mean, we won't know anything until the toxicology reports come out, which usually takes 3 or 4 weeks, which I always wondered why it takes so long. You know, you can pee in a cup, and in 10 minutes they know if you're on drugs or not, but they can't do the same with blood. I never understood that, but then again, I'm not a doctor. I don't know how it works, but I figured, you know, that it shouldn't take that long to figure out if someone's on drugs or not. But, you know, the Prince thing, I was never a Prince fan. You know, he was huge in the 80s. I mean, in the 80s, you had him, Madonna, and Michael Jackson. And, you know, everyone was into Michael Jackson. And anyone my age that says they didn't have a copy of Thriller is full of shit. Everybody had a fucking copy of Thriller. I mean, fucking everybody. But I was never really into Prince. I mean, I respect him for an artist, and I still do. But he just wasn't my type. You know, Michael Jackson was okay. I wasn't really into Madonna. You know, I was listening to, like, you know, Guns N' Roses and the Ramones and the Sex Pistols, Minor Threat, Danzig, the Misfits, you know. I was listening to that stuff, and, you know, so I've never liked pop music. I've never understood pop music. I personally don't get it. You know, I know a lot of people, oh my God, you know, it's Mariah Carey, well, whatever. I don't care, you know. Yeah, and it's like, I don't want to name names, but I have a friend of mine who saved up all this money to go out to Vegas and go see Britney Spears. And I warned her, I said, you know, don't go. All she's going to do is shake her ass and lip sync. She doesn't really do anything. You know, Britney hasn't done anything new in, 15 or 12 years or so? And I tried to warn her. And of course, she didn't listen. She spent I think it was like $3,000 with, you know, hotel and air and all that crap. And she was so disappointed that her mic wasn't even turned on. I'm like, duh. None of those, all those pop stars, they're not live on stage. It's all voice tracking. It's all bullshit. I mean, come on. You guys, that's stupid. But I guess they are, because there's lots of people that'll pay to go see her. So, summer concerts are coming up. I'm going to go see 311. Have not decided if I'm going to Sturgis or not. My friends and former employers are rebuilding / moving to the old Broken Spoke Saloon up in Sturgis. I got a call from one of them wanting me to, you know, hey, come on up, you know, hang out. I just don't know, because honestly, they have absolutely nobody on their roster I want to see. But down the street at the Buffalo Chip, they've not only do they got the Reverend Horton Heat, which is one of my favorite bands, but they've got fucking Weird Al Yankovic playing there. I love fucking Weird Al. I've said this for years. You ain't made music till Weird Al's made fun of you. But to see him up in Sturgis with a bunch of big burly bikers, I'm like, that might be interesting, because I remember one year Jay Leno sent Pee Wee Herman up there in a little like moped scooter thing, and it was the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen on the Late Show. So I don't know if I'm gonna go or not. Sturgis, since I've got so many connections, I don't really need much time to plan. It's more of a financial thing, but I win that Powerball, I am out of here. So, what else has been going on? Oh, did you hear about the whole? I just don't get stupid people. I'm not gonna name names, but there's this person in my hometown who loves to steal, and this person's been in and out of jail, probation, since I've known this person. And someone caught a friend of this person. This person's homeless, by the way, lifting up car door handles, like trying to steal. There was a big hubbub on Facebook about it, and she's like, well, the street life's tough. I'm like, I didn't give you an excuse to steal. Go get a job. Fuck you. Anyway, I thought it was funny. But anyway, this is Fallout 4, this part. This is actually your son you're talking to that you're looking for. He's the leader of the Institute, which are the bad guys, and I'm like, fuck you. Yeah, in the beginning of the game, you're frozen, and you wake up. Oh, there's my nuclear nukes. My mini nukes. These fucking on this mission, if you go Minutemen route, actually I think it's all no matter which way you go, I think the Institute has to go. These last synths you meet at the beginning or at the end are tough as fuck. So I'm just gonna nuke the shit out of them. Well, anyway, what I was saying is at the beginning of the game you're in a vault and you're frozen, and then someone thaws you out, and you look across to your wife and your newborn son, and someone's opening up her little chamber thing. She's also frozen, and you see him kidnap your son and kill your wife, and so you're trying to find your son through all this shit, and this is the ending. I just killed him, but he has this little robot synth guy, which that little bastard's coming right up, and you gotta decide, well, do I take him with me? Because you're in the reactor room right here. You are there's a little bastard. He's supposed to be your son, but he's actually a robot or a synthetic human being. But anyway, you blow up the reactor and kablooey, everyone dies, and that's pretty much how this game ends. But it's a really fun game. Highly recommend it. I think there's going to be 4 DLCs, and I think 1 DLC comes out this month. But the thing I hate about this game, because part of the game is you have to confront. Well, I shouldn't, but there's a mission where you got to confront the mayor of Diamond City, who's a synth. Synths are the bad guys, and the only way to do it is you got to kill them. And then everyone else in Diamond City wants to kill you. But Diamond City had like the best stores for ammo. Well, once you kill everyone in Diamond City, there's no stores or nothing. It's hard. Ammo's kind of hard to come by. So I've noticed that since I finished this up last night. So, but the neat thing about this game is you can always just play it again. You can do things differently. You can. This next time I might do the Brotherhood of Steel. It's a good time killer. If I was rich and I had to fly to Australia, I would make sure the TV in my first class had an HDMI port and a 120 volt outlet, and I'd play this on the way to. I'd bring my PS4. I'd play this on the way to Sydney or wherever. Anyway, so basically this is where the bomb's planted on the Institute's reactor. They're beaming you up to where the detonator is. And basically I'll pretty much just shut up till the end of the thing, but I want you to see this explosion. And I know people did this 5 months ago, but I'm just now getting around to it, so go fuck yourself. See, there's a detonator, so I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I couldn't, because I always thought there was a couple of bad guys in there, but they're not. So I'm like, all right, let's light this candle. Let's light this big-ass birthday cake. And hit the button. And kablooey! Yeah, that's pretty good looking explosion. You see the dust come up? I thought that was pretty fucking cool. Well, anyway, that's all I got to say for this week. Hopefully, y'all have something for you better next week. The rest of the video is just how
I can feel it wash over me. The heat, the force, the radiation, the fear. It's the end of the world all over again. I close my eyes. I see my life before all of this. Before the bombs. Everything can change in an instant, and the future you plan for yourself shifts, whether or not you're ready. At some point, it happens to all of us. This wasn't the world I wanted, but it was the one I found myself in. The Commonwealth. My home. Ripped apart and put back together. I hoped I could find my family, cheat time, make us whole again. The way we were. ahead will be hard. This time, I'm ready. Because I know war